and you're listening to Frey. Starting right now. Here's your host Alfredo Leon.
Dak Allen's a deep Frey as Masahiro Tanaka pitched 7 innings of 3-hit ball, and the New York Yankees were finally able to get to Houston Astros nemesis Dallas Keuchel as they beat him and the Astros 5-0 on Wednesday night for a 3-2 lead in the American League Championship Series. Here's Yankees manager Joe Girardi speaking about Tanaka's performance and more.
He was special again. I mean, you look at his 3 starts in the playoffs; they've been special. He wins the one game 1-0, I believe, the first start, and his 2 starts here have been really good, and we needed it. I mean, this was a big game for us, and every game's a big game, and you're just trying to win one game, but as we've seen, runs have been tough for us to score off of Keuchel, and for us to get 4, I mean, I give our guys a lot of credit because he's really tough.
Gary Sanchez hit an RBI single off of Keuchel and later hit a home run to help the wild card Yankees to win for a 3rd straight night. They are only 1 win away from their first World Series appearance since 2009. Both teams head back to Minute Maid Park for Game 6 on Friday night, when Justin Verlander and the sliding Astros will try to get off the schneid after an off day to force a winner-take-all Game 7. Luis Severino will start for the Yankees. It was only days ago when Houston was up 2-0 and prepared to be zeroing in on their 2nd World Series berth. However, the Astros, like the defending AL champion Cleveland Indians, have been unable to put away these poised Yankees. The Yankees are now 6-0 at home in this postseason in front of their cheering, chanting fans. As far as Keuchel, he only lasted 4 2/3 innings on Wednesday, despite being historically dominant previously against the Yanks. Here is Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge speaking about Keuchel and how to approach him.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, getting that first run on someone like that. Cy Young winner, you gotta get him early when you can, because if he gets in the groove like he usually does, man, he's unhittable. Trying to hit the mistakes. I mean, he makes very few of them, so just trying to have a patient approach up there and work a count and just try to get one over the plate.
He tossed 7 shutout innings. Speaking of Keuchel, in Game 1 of the series, things were different as he was charged with 4 runs off of 7 hits and a walk. The left-hander was able to strike out 8 Yankees, but was out of there with 2 outs in the 5th after allowing a pair of runs. Before Game 5, Keuchel had just allowed 7 runs over 57 2/3 career innings against New York and had beaten the Bronx Bombers twice in the postseason. Tanaka's performance on Wednesday is not to be ignored. He pitched a gem in which he allowed only 3 hits to Astros hitters in 7 innings of shutout ball, as said earlier. Woof, Yankees shortstop Didi Gregorius said after the game when he was asked on how Tanaka pitched according to MLB Network Radio. He has split. He was throwing it at 91, all over the place, getting guys off balance. I don't think they got a lot of hits off him. He's been pitching unbelievable in his last couple starts. He was able to keep the already struggling Astros offense off balance, Tanaka, with a deadly combination of pitches, including a filthy splitter, which was on full display during the 5th inning when Tanaka got out of a tough jam when he struck out Josh Reddick and got a big reaction as a result. Tanaka threw 66% of his 103 pitches for strikes, but struck out 8 hitters, was able to get 9 groundouts, and kept spark plug Jose Altuve off the bases during an outstanding performance. Here's Judge again, speaking about how Tanaka did.
He's our ace. That's what we expect out of him. His past couple starts have been what he usually does, and he's just, all his pitches were working tonight. He was staying down in the zone. Splitter was working great. Every time I looked up, there was an 0-1, 0-2 count, and he just didn't make any mistakes.
Yankees third baseman Todd Frazier spoke about Tanaka as well.
He's been doing it all postseason. Just dominant, man. You see him out there, he talks to himself, he does all this crazy stuff, and then next thing you know, the ball just disappears on batters, and couldn't be more happier for him, man. He's a great guy on and off the field, and what a performance. Just gutsy. Big time win for him.
It had been since 2000 that a Yankees pitcher was able to have a performance like Tanaka did. This dates back to Roger Clemens' consecutive scoreless outings against the Seattle Mariners in the ALCS and the New York Mets in the World Series. Only 3 Yankees pitchers have ever recorded multiple scoreless starts of at least 7 innings in the same postseason. Whitey Ford, Clemens, and now Tanaka. During 3 starts of the postseason, Tanaka looked like the Clemens who showed up to dominate the Mariners and Mets after a rough division series against the Oakland Athletics, in which he allowed 10 earned runs across 2 starts. Even when Tanaka was outdueled by Keiko in Game 1, he didn't do too bad there either. He allowed all 4 hits in 6 innings, but he had one bad inning where he allowed 3 of the 4 hits in defeat in that inning. Tanaka has been key in the Yankees' postseason success, as they are 1 win away from going to the World Series. It was totally ahead of what the Yankees expected coming into the season, as people expected them not to be doing well, and a lot of people said they would be rebuilding, not rebuilding, but they wouldn't be doing what they are now. If they do reach the World Series, and if Tanaka continues to pitch the way he did against Houston, he could end up being one of the greatest postseason pitchers in Yankees history. What an unbelievable force by Tanaka, as he stepped up big time against the Astros, as a lot of people expected, as including myself, that Keiko would dominate the Yankees because of what he's done before in the past. But he proved me wrong, and Tanaka was able to showcase what he was capable of doing, and he's back to being the ace that he has been like his first 3 years with the Yankees before he struggled a little bit in the first half before figuring it out later. But this is a great performance by Tanaka. Big win for the Yankees as well, as they're only 1 win away from the World Series. Unbelievable. Who would have thought that going to the season? People would have just thought that if they just made the playoffs and made the wild card game would have been good enough. But they totally have exceeded expectations so far. Even if they don't go to the World Series, this is an unbelievable season, regardless of what happens. And it's not going to be easy facing Verlander in the Game 6 in Houston. It's going to be a tough game. But if they could get to him, it would be incredible. We'll see what happens. I don't want to jinx the Yankees run right now. I just want to enjoy what's happening. Whatever happens, happens. But hopefully they do something good and keep doing what they're doing. We'll see what happens. But it should be exciting to see what Severino does. He says he's 100% healthy. And if he says he's healthy, he's healthy. Especially what happened was a lot of people were concerned when he was removed from Game 3 or Game 2. After he pitched 4 innings and they looked like he was hurt and they took him out of the game as a precaution. But he's okay, as according to what Severino said. He should be fine. And he has been doing a lot better his last 2 starts, despite his struggles in that wild card game against the Minnesota Twins. He is back, and he's proving that he's capable of doing what he's able to do. Severino and Tanaka have shown what he's been able to do. And unbelievable how the Yankees were able to get to Keiko. I wasn't expecting them to even do it. I would have thought they would have been shut out again like they were in the previous 2 meetings. The thing is, though, the Yankees scored that 1 run late in the game. And that's why they were able to not be shut out in that game. But when Keiko was in there, he shut them down. And it's unbelievable how they were able to get to him. It just shows how much confidence the Yankees have right now. And the Astros, unbelievable, shocking. Like they're still unable to hit. And they can't hit Yankees pitching. That's the cliche of the postseason. Good pitching beats good hitting. Or great pitching beats great hitting. Still, the Astros have not been able to do anything. And Jose Altuve has been really cool in this series. Not in a good way, but he's really cooled down at the plate, and he's not been able to hit the last couple of games despite a good start in the series. But unbelievable how they were able to get to Keiko. What a big win. Who would have thought when they were down 0-2, even though the series is not yet over, that they would be up 3-2. It's unbelievable, totally unexpected. Especially against a team like the Astros who are dominant, and their pitching is unbelievable, especially their starters, like with Keiko and Verlander. They shut them down in the first 2 games, but the series is not yet over. They're now going back to Houston. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens there in that game. But it should be exciting to see what happens, though, in that game and see if the Yankees could continue what they're doing. If they win, they go to the World Series for the first time since 2009, which would be an incredible accomplishment for them, as is what you would expected this year that they would even go back. It wasn't even expected because people were expecting them not to even make the playoffs. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what happened with the Yankees. Especially, no one expected them to go this far. So even though it's 1 game left, it should be exciting to see what happens in Game 6. I'm not sure how they're going to do in this game. I think Houston will probably end up winning the game because they're at home, and you think they would end up winning. They hadn't lost 3 in a row in a while. They hadn't even lost 2 in a row since August or something like that, or early September. It was unbelievable that they ended up losing 3 in a row, especially with the team that they expected them to do a lot this year. Well, it's not over, like I said. And I think they're going to win Game 6, and it's probably going to be a Game 7. That will be a huge game for both teams, as both teams are trying to avoid elimination. We'll see what happens, but it should be exciting. to see what happens there in that game. Excuse me. It should be exciting to see what happens in that game because it's going to be a lot of nerves to see what happens with the Astros and the fans and everything. It should be pretty fun. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.